This is a really hard question. I wouldn't really worry too much if you got this wrong. The odds of you seeing this kind of rule again are very, very, very low. It's not going to happen. It's testing what I would consider frequently confused words, right? These are two different words, persecute and prosecute. They are very similar. We might not know them really well enough to tell the difference. My advice, though, is to start these questions by trusting your instincts. I don't know how much this is going to help here, but in general, this is the right way to go. These little words, the words that we have a lot harder time defining, actually tend to be the ones that make more sense to us in these frequently confused words, because we might not be able to define prosecute and persecute, but generally we can hear whether on, with, or for is going to be the better word. I do think it's hard here. For kind of sounds good. On is better. With, to me, sounds the worst. Persecuted with a number of charges. Like, it just, something about it seems wrong. If you didn't hear that and you picked that one, I don't really know what to tell you. Like I said, this is a very hard question, but it's unlikely you'll see this rule again. And honestly, we have really no choice here but to just trust our instincts and do the best we can. The answer is D. And so the difference between prosecute and persecute really comes down to connotation in a way. So if you watch television, you might have encountered a very famous show called Law and Order, and they talk about the prosecution of criminals, right? Putting them before a jury and prosecuting them for the crimes that they've committed. So that is a prosecution is a normal part of law in at least the United States and pretty much most countries in the world. So prosecute means to put someone up from charges, and that's exactly what they're talking about, right? Criminal charges. So he's being prosecuted for crimes. Persecute is much more of a, I wanted to say negative. I guess it's not going to be prosecuted either, but persecute is basically the same as like oppress, right? So you might persecute a minority. A government might persecute a minority by imprisoning them and doing all sorts of things. So that is less tied to the law. It gets tricky because there have been many cases throughout history where dictators have persecuted people by prosecuting them on false charges, right? You make up something, and that way you can throw your political opponents in jail. So you persecute your political opponent by prosecuting them on a fake crime. So that's, they blend is the problem. So hopefully that didn't confuse you. It is a tough thing. Prosecute, though, has to do with lawyers, basically, and persecute means something more like oppress. Maybe that will come in handy at some point in your life. If not, whatever. It's just one random question.